Legal counsel representing CoryxKenshin sent me a cease and desist letter regarding content I published that discussed allegations and claims made by multiple individuals.
All right, hello guys.
That is right. We are talking about CoryxKenshin drama. Apparently, Cory did some bullshit. No, he ain't do bullshit, but apparently there's something going on.
And welcome back to another video. So today I want to come on here because apparently we actually have an update on Mavatak and CoryxKenshin.
If you guys don't know, Mavatak and Cory used to be friends a long time ago, and now there's some issues or something like that going on. So we're gonna get right into the meat and potatoes of figuring out what's going on. But before we do that, actually, let's just do it.
And it seems like things could be potentially going the legal route. Because recently, as of a few days ago, Mavatak dropped this video on his channel titled CoryxKenshin's legal team sent me a cease and desist, full context. It's around 21 minutes long. And yeah, we're going to go over it in just a second. But I just want to go over some things since I have not talked about this situation in quite a bit of time. And I actually did not make a video covering Mavatak's CoryxKenshin's alleged victims video. And I will explain why I didn't in just a second. But no, as we all should know,
Wait, alleged victims?
No, Mavatak used to be Cory's best friend. You know, he used to be on the videos and stuff like that up until around 2023 when he put out that video titled Why Me and CoryxKenshin Are No Longer Friends. And in that video, just the way everything was described, it came off to pretty much everybody that Mavatak was jealous of Cory. And I will admit, it did not surprise me that he came back at an opportunistic period last year where a video from his ex-girlfriend, Panda Ninja, went viral.
W Turtle Sex. 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 All right, listen. I do think it's very interesting when niggas pull up out the woodworks when you're already having drama to try to pile on drama. I wonder why niggas do that. Like, I never understood the type of energy that people be on to do stuff like that.
Viral. And it was a video of them walking down a hallway.
Also, this woman is fictitious, bro. She posted on fucking TikTok bullshit, and then when she posted the bullshit on TikTok, she got hella followers, and then after she got hella followers, she deleted all her content
Where Cory claimed
because she knew niggas was gonna poke holes into her shit.
That he did something to her while she was sleeping, and it comes off as really bad. I cannot lie. I mean, Cory had to even address it, but no, Mavatak comes back after not posting a video for 2 years and puts out a video titled The Hidden Life of CoryxKenshin with the same ex-girlfriend that is a part of this video. And then that's when the saga initially begins. And most of the saga, which some of the videos he did take down, most of the saga and the issue I have with these videos is that Mavatak tries to make it seem like, you know, Cory did some pretty damning things to these women, including Panda Ninja. But first of all, they show text messages that do not really show the
LOL, you're basically up there with him. What does he have different than what you have? Movie called Skyscraper and Knife. You came here, you know this dude way richer. Yeah, this has nothing to do with probably what she was alleging, which is like grape encounters or something like that. I don't know.
things that they have accused Cory of, which include manipulation and emotional abuse. And then my biggest gripe with this is instead of handling this like adults, Mavatak and Panda Ninja decide that they are going to sensationalize everything, and Mavatak decides that in the beginning of his videos, he's going to do these skits where he's running around like some weird satanic devil, almost as if he's going crazy or something because of Cory. And it's like, how is anybody supposed to take this situation seriously when you're doing things like this, including Panda Ninja? Because on her TikTok, she was doing very similar things, including...
Hold on, guys. Did we get the knock? I gotta make sure we knocked for Bree. I set the knock. Ew. There we go. Got the stream together. I'm spamming the stream together button to accept, but it's not working. Is it working? Hold on. Twitch gonna do what Twitch does. Hold on. Yeah, it keeps saying something went wrong. I think it said BBL. Oh, it worked. Nice, 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 nice of you. We officially knocked with Bree. Me and her locked in, twin. Say hi to Bree. Say hi to Bree. Type in my chat. Say hi, Bree. Now that we have the knocking capabilities. With
the AI generated.
Wait, it canceled. Motherfucker. Hold on. Bro. Hold on. Restart stream together. Bro, I'm old, son. I'm old. I'm sorry. You need to do Lumio space pick a door stuff. We could try it. I'll be down. After this, we could do it. But first, I'm trying to make sure we're good with Bree. Gamer subs? G subs is like gamer subs, I'm guessing. 1 second, bruh. I'm trying to do the knock thing again. Okay, so she's in on my screen. Like, it's clear that she's in, so why is it not working? Like, the knock should be working, but it's not for something. Is it knocking on my stream? Like, I can't tell. I'm getting trolled. All right, so I hit accept. I'm spamming accept. Bro, I hate Twitch sometimes. Holy glitched out, bruh. Hush. Stop talking. Okay. I need to test it. Test. I don't know why it's not working the way it's supposed to be. Edit, shut the fuck up. Yeah, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me fix this real quick.
I don't play Tracer. I guess we can look at it. Yeah, I see it here.
All right, hold on. I'm doing it the whole old-fashioned way. Give me a second. It says she's in my collaboration.
I'm getting on Overwatch.
Oh, I had to share the chat.
Take your time. Go do what young folks do.
Okay, there we go. Now say hi to Bree. Guys, say hi, Bree. Say hi, Bree. Wait, why did it just end? Oh, okay. It's showing on my screen. There we go. We good. There we go. Dobby. Okay, cool. We're gonna get back to this video now.
It's slop, and on top of these videos leveraging some pretty damning accusations, something that I've been waiting to see for a while now and would love to see is proof for the claims that they are making against Cory. Because even in Mavatak's CoryxKenshin's alleged victims video, most of it is just statements from these women. Like, don't get me wrong, if Cory seriously did this heinous shit, I want to hear about it and know about it. And I do believe he needs to take accountability for it. But that's only if he did it. And right now, because these claims are being made and there's insufficient evidence along with the messing around and stuff like that, what am I supposed to believe? I can't just go out here and be like, yeah, Cory's a bad person because somebody said so. And it's not like
I ain't gonna lie, going on a generational hate tour to try to make Cory look bad for your own personal gain of clout is the most loser shit thing I've ever seen in my life.
Cory didn't respond. And as more time goes on, because it did take them a while to put out the CoryxKenshin's alleged victims video, which I will give it to him, did have quite a few people coming out about Cory. I mean, the videos that he took down, those are the ones
thanks.
where he's literally responding to Cory's audience and people like me. Like, obviously people are going to have things to say. Cory's audience is going to flood your comments and say, oh yeah, you're a bad person, that's not true, whatever, because obviously they're his fans, so they're going to do that. But you're honestly just wasting your time and throwing your credibility out the window when you start attacking Cory's fans, let alone in a video. But anyways, moving on top of all of that and what—
Side note, because I've learned how to knock now, I'm gonna start knock spamming. No cap. I'm gonna start knock spamming. I'm gonna find small creators and knock with them so that they can get some chat fill and they can get some viewership in their section. That's what I'm gonna start doing, because I feel like that's a good way to grow. Why'd you say this rat? Oh, fuck this guy.
whatever credibility Mavatak has left. With this most recent video about how he's getting this cease and desist, it seems like he's going to be going silent entirely on this situation.
Good.
And he also does mention in this new video that he did mix the serious stuff with his personal and emotional responses. And
of course
we went
he
over
did.
this, obviously. But anyways, without further ado, let's go over the video.
People like this is so
me explaining
weird.
what I received, what I reviewed, how I understood the situation at the time, and why I am choosing a more careful public response now. I am not presenting myself as a court. I am not asking the internet to decide anyone's life, and I am not claiming to know every private fact, every private motive.
Here's my problem. Why do you sound angry? Because you're going on a hate raid for a guy who has more popularity than you. I think it's real simple. He cut you off. You fell off. You couldn't keep up content-wise, and now you're mad. He didn't even say anything bad about you until you made it about him. So you're mad that you couldn't succeed on, like, you're mad you couldn't do shit yourself, and now you're trying to pull down on Cory. That's what I'm pulling off of this, by the way.
Or everything that may have happened
I don't know, bro. I
outside
hate
of what
shit
I
like
personally
this.
experienced, reviewed, documented, or was directly informed of. What I can speak to is my own experience.
Yeah.
I can speak to the materials and communications I reviewed. I can speak to my understanding at the time. And I can speak to how receiving formal legal correspondence changed the way I needed to approach this situation. On January 30th, 2026, I received a cease and desist letter by email from legal counsel representing CoryxKenshin.
What did you expect was going to
happen?
happen?
The letter disputes the accuracy, interpretation, and presentation of portions of my previous content. It states that Cory denies the categories of misconduct discussed in the January 5th, 2026 video and characterizes the interactions at issue as consensual adult interactions. The correspondence argues that private conduct was selectively reframed in a materially misleading way. It also challenges how I interpreted and presented certain screenshots and messages, particularly my previous references to fabrication, Photoshop, or AI. The letter argues that those conclusions were made without sufficient technical verification and says that the disputed materials refuted earlier accusations rather than supporting them. It characterizes my—
Wait, so this nigga was using AI to try to make Cory look even worse? Is that what's going on, bro? It's nutty.
decision to speak publicly as being motivated by profit and attention, argues that attributing statements to other people does not remove responsibility for publishing them, claims that the publications caused reputational harm, and raises a separate copyright concern regarding the use of video content. The letter requests the removal of specific content, a public retraction or correction of certain statements, and preservation of materials connected to the dispute. It asks for written confirmation within 7 business days and states that continued publication of material it considers false or misleading would further support its position. It also says that Cory would prefer to avoid litigation but will enforce his rights if necessary.
Okay, so a lot was explained here, and surprisingly it actually highlights why Mavatak probably shouldn't have came out on his channel and let these women have a voice on his channel along with him being a part of this, because obviously if there are like specific details that only Cory or Panda Ninja would know.
Here's like my problem with like this whole situation, right? These are people who go out of their way to make someone look bad if one or two things exist. One, they have a platform, and two, fucking, what's number two? It's one, they have a platform, and two, they have a grudge. That's it. Like that's the only time that they ever have any issue like this. Like you never talk about a nigga who's doing problems or exposing them in the middle of it. It's always when it's over or when they succeed. I guarantee when I get big, niggas gonna pop out of the woodworks and say some shit about me that's just not true. I guarantee it. And niggas gonna see that you got a little bit of attention, gonna want that attention of themselves without working hard, and they leech off of you. I hate people like that. I hate leeches.
Along with these other women, if
shit not
Mav
cool.
Can't verify everything and understand everything, he's just putting himself in unnecessary legal risk, and
Literally.
that obviously is not good. And now with us hearing
And now
the
you gotta
cease and
hold
desist
those
details, it's making this seem more like a he said she said sort of thing, basically. Especially if the people who are making the accusations, like Mav and Panda Ninja, if they can barely show any evidence that he did this, then he can come flying back at them with a cease and desist and threaten to go after them.
Which is an easy play, by the way. I don't even have to actually do anything. I just have to bait you.
Essentially. Like, even if
get you to break, and now you got to come on camera and say how you broke.
something did potentially happen, you still run this risk. And the fact that they handled this the way that they did is the same reason why they are lacking credibility now. But anyways, in that clip, he did go over how Cory's legal team is challenging what was put out. And like I said before, it's not like he was just covering a situation sort of like how I do, where you say, oh, so-and-so is making said claim, or according to so-and-so, this is what happened. He happens to be the first person to bring this out publicly, and with his audience that he can pull, if these do happen to be false allegations in some way or another, is basically you're amplifying claims. I mean, you could say this right now, you're amplifying claims.
Holy ads. Holy ads. Get this off my screen.
That are
also, I'm gonna keep this a buck, right? Tell the truth. If I ever get into controversy, this is how I'm gonna be operating every time I get into controversy. I'm gonna cook up every time. If someone says something about me, I know it's not true, I'm just gonna say this right here. Because I was debating, should I even like give y'all evidence? I'm gonna say like this, look, hey bro, I'm a grown ass man. To the person that just made this allegation about me, my legal team will be contacting you soon, buddy. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm a grown ass man. I ain't do it. Those are false allegations, and my legal team will be contacting that person soon. That's it. That's it. I'm not bringing this dirty laundry on my community stream. None of that.
coming from statements that might not even be true. And because viewers on the internet, a lot of them will just see like allegations like this and assume immediately the worst. You are
literally
still causing damage to somebody's reputation off of these
too.
claims. Even if you use allegedly, you're kind of like the first target if you bring new information and new alleged victims to the table. You're the platform that gives them the voice. Now, anyways, moving on because I'm trying to save some time here, I just want to explain the next part of his video. He basically explains that when he received the cease and desist, he didn't immediately come out and make any content on it or anything like that, and that he also was experiencing some family issues at the time.
A cease and desist?
It took this long to put out.
A cease and desist? I ain't gonna lie. Go ahead and get your last fucking video off. Get your shit off on and then get a check and then get the fuck out of my face. That's what a cease and desist does for you if you're a content creator.
The video. And I will give him props for this because, I mean, if he were to just come out and make a willy-nilly video based off of the emotions that he had when he got the cease and desist, it probably would have went from bad to a disaster.
During that time, I thought about what the letter meant, not only in terms of the dispute, but personally, because to me, this was never just about one video. It was never just about clips.
What was it about then, gang?
Or internet drama. There was a real friendship here. There are years of shared history here. When I reviewed everything
I'm gonna tell you the truth. He's saying all that, but you know what's crazy? He's saying all that. He's saying that, but I know his content. I know the videos he put out are monetized. I know they're monetized. Hold on, bro. Like, niggas say, oh, it's not about the clips. Oh, it's not about none of that. Yo, oh my God, who raided me? That scared the shit out of me. Yo, thank you for the raid, Swubby. Thank you for the raid, gang. How was your stream, my goat? How was your stream? I'm sorry, you scared the shit out of me. Yo, shout out, Swubby, bruh. Shout out, Swubby. Yo, Swubby. Shout out to you. Oh, he ended the stream so fast. He got out of there. He didn't even try to stay. Swubby, you been good? You been good? Every time I see your PFP, I get scared because I be thinking you bald, but then I remember that you're not bald, and you told me you're not bald. But you know, thank you for the raise, Swubby. But you know, like the thing about this guy, bro. The thing about this Mav attack thing that's really killing me is, let me check. Let me monetize check. Can I monetize check? Check if a YouTube video is monetized. Let's check and see. Let's do a monetized checker, bro. Channel monetization checker. Perfect. Watch this, bro. All right, so we're gonna go just like this. Are you excited, by the way, Swubby? Look, we're doing this together. This is the YouTube monetization tracker, bro. Check and see if his channel is monetized. Mavatak's channel, monetized. Ads are active. You know what this means? Stats and revenue. He's made $8,000 in total in the last what? Like how much revenue did he make in the last like month, bro? Monthly. Let's check monthly. 2026. This year, since the beginning of his channel, this year is the most money he's ever made. This year is the most money he's ever made. That means that it is about the clips. It is about the clicks. And it is about the video. Because it just so happens that nowadays, the videos you make about CoryxKenshin, where you're adding him in your title, which has the most views that you have, the most views you probably had ever on your channel. Okay, not the most. Look, CoryxKenshin, Cory. Yo, like stop, bro. You're pissing me off. Because it's even worse. It's even worse to look at. It's sickening. Your top videos, Cory. Like it is about the clicks for you. You found the method. You thought Cory was the method. Every time Cory was the method for you. He was the reason why you were getting paid the most money that you were getting ever. So yes, bro, yes. It is about the clicks and the clips,
I felt
bro.
disappointed that this situation and a friendship I once valued had reached this point.
Oh, you value that friendship, all right. You value that friendship, that friendship for sure, gang.
Disappointment was part of why I felt a careful explanation was necessary. And once formal legal correspondence enters the picture, the situation changes. The tone and stakes change. The way you speak has to change. I didn't treat the letter as a court finding, but I did treat it as a formal notice that specific statements, interpretations, and uses of content were being challenged. That required me to
it's kind of simple. You lost your cash cow and now you're upset and you're trying to bring someone else down.
My wording, the materials I relied on, the way different videos could be understood together, and what should remain public. That is part of why I am making this video the way I am making it now.
Sickens me almost as much as
erasing my experience, and I am not pretending I had no reason to speak. I am not dismissing the experiences, communications, materials, and concerns that led to me speaking publicly in the first place.
I mean, okay, I really hate to cut this off, but is there just something that you're not showing us? Because maybe now you know that maybe you should have provided more, like more evidence and whatnot. Because I feel like this event was foreseeable, honestly. And basically in this part,
we're talking about the CoryxKenshin drama.
He doesn't say that he's going to take anything back or that he's wrong.
And how CoryxKenshin put a nigga on lawyer watch. Put a nigga on lawyer watch. Say, hey nigga, stop playing with me before I put you on lawyer watch.
Or that overall his stance has changed, but he does say that this is not going to be public anymore. Like he's not going to continue with more installments publicly. So I'd like to assume that this is going to continue behind the scenes potentially. That is if they do have anything. But yeah, anyways, moving on. Mav goes on to explain that some of his commentary was serious and some of it was mixed in with personal reactions. And it was very obvious to see that. And that is one of the things I pointed out, as that was a pretty huge hit to his credibility. And he does explain that he did take down that content so it wouldn't create confusion. So I guess that's a good thing. But he also does explain that he did keep those videos just in case, you know, he ever needs them, like to archive them. And yeah, listening to this more, I feel like he should have just focused on this situation over all of the people who were coming at him or people making commentary videos like me and other people. I feel like that would have been more productive. But anyways, besides that, let's move on.
I chose to speak publicly. I am not going to pretend I did not make that choice. I chose that path because from my perspective, remaining silent did not feel honest to what I had experienced.
This is another problem with niggas on the internet, bro. They stay thinking that they have this, that they're superheroes, like superhero complex of doom. Nigga think that it had to be me. I had to speak up. Like that you're revealing your coping mechanism as to what you're using to tell yourself you're not a clout chaser right now. You're revealing it to the world.
Reviewed and understood at the time. The letter characterizes that decision as being motivated by profit and as using Cory's prominence to generate attention and traffic. I want to address that directly.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Serious commentary videos were monetized. I am not hiding that. I also...
This nigga's the scum of the earth. This nigga's the scum of the earth.
Recognize that publishing content involving a prominent creator can attract attention, views, and revenue. But
so you're pointing out that you're clout chasing.
Those things do not accurately describe why I chose to speak. I chose to speak.
Okay, but if that's the case, then why did you monetize it?
Speak because of my own experiences, the communications and materials I had reviewed, and the concerns that had been brought to me. I stand by what I personally experienced and by the reasons I chose to speak. I also stand by my right to explain my perspective. You stood by that money, nigga.
You stood by that money, nigga.
Public path.
What are you talking about?
Responsible for how I carried that choice. That is the balance I am trying to hold here.
I mean, Mav, I really don't know what to tell you here. It did look like you were milking the situation, just like everybody else. So you can sit here and say this, but not everybody is going to agree with you. That's just my take.
This video is not about pushing people toward outrage.
My nigga, you went on a whole series. You saw the money coming in from what? Hold on. Let's see this together, because I want to identify what this nigga's trying to say really quickly, because it's bad. Like, it needs to be studied. He needs to be studied. Okay. Let's talk about it. because I think that he's not explaining himself properly here. So you made a video that got a lot of attention. Then you made another video about CoryxKenshin that got a lot of attention. Right? Then you made a video about your life, clearly using the same background that you did here because you've seen it got a lot of viewership. And it didn't hit exactly the same, but you thought, oh shit, I got a little bit of viewership. She dropped another video of gameplay and realized nobody gave a fuck. Dropped another video gameplay, nigga didn't give a fuck. Try to drop a video that was a little bit cloud chasing. Nobody gave a fuck. Dropped another video, no one gave a fuck. You said, fuck it, bro, I need to get that bag, bro. Money's a little bad on this side. Let's drop a banger 50-minute CoryxKenshin video. Nice, you got the content. A little bit of money. Let's drop a gameplay. Oh, nobody gave a fuck. Another gameplay. Shit, nobody gave a fuck. We're gonna have to drop this CoryxKenshin video for real. We're gonna have to drop this absolute finale banger. You knew that the money only came when it had Corey's name. So why the fuck are you recapping right now, bro? As if it's not anything else but that.
Explaining the sequence of events, clarifying my perspective, and setting a clearer boundary around how I discuss this publicly from here. That is also why I separated the serious commentary and response videos from the casual, archival, comedic, and reaction-based material connected to the situation. They did not have the same purpose or tone, and they should not all be treated as though they did. In the response,
and now you're telling me you deleted a lot of videos that you milked hell of content from. You were milking the situation so goddamn long. That CoryxKenshin shit happened damn near a year ago. You've been milking something from damn near a year ago. You've been milking it for money.
Videos, I
spewing that shit for getting paid. I don't know how long that shit has been your normal source of income is riding CoryxKenshin's dick, son.
Addressed claims I disputed, provided context where I believed it was necessary, and explained my position based on the information available to me at the time. The serious commentary I am addressing was based on materials, messages, statements, context, and, where applicable, recordings that I personally received, reviewed, documented, or preserved. I am not presenting this video as a final determination of what occurred. There is a difference between what someone believes based on the information available to them and what can be independently authenticated or formally established through a qualified technical or legal process. Before publishing the earlier video, I did not rely only on screenshots that had been sent to me. I personally viewed the message thread as it appeared on the source's device. I also reviewed and preserved a recording of a support interaction concerning how the messages appeared on that device. I treated that interaction as additional context. I did not treat it as forensic authentication by Apple or as proof of authorship, completeness, underlying metadata, or how any separate image was created.
I mean, I know the videos are different and they had different tones to them, right? But
oh my God.
But it's all under the same situation, under the same accusations, under the same channel and everything. So
basically, they got the same information.
Of, oh, hey, this one is more like comedic, right? I mean, there really is.
In other words, you milked it for money and clout.
There's nothing comedic about this situation, and you wanted us to believe that this was a situation that was serious, but then you put out videos that are not serious. You put out videos
because you're milking it, bro,
doing like satanic shit, and it definitely does not help your case. Like, just imagine if the police had somebody come to them and said they had like the most horrific shit done to them, right? And then the police handled it, right, in a somewhat serious way, but then they were also fucking around in the background. And I know when it comes down to
because
the
none
police,
of you
it's
niggas
like
are
a totally different
serial,
level
bruh.
because
None of
they
you
work
niggas are
with detectives
serious
and prosecutors and stuff like that. But the way you handled this situation as a whole, even if the videos were separate, according to what you're saying, it just ruins your credibility. And I
Niggas
can
aren't
only
serious,
imagine, like,
bruh.
if I were one of these women and I had something happen to me from Cory that was bad, if I saw the guy who I went to put it out there for me and to get my voice out there, just messing around attacking commenters who are unrelated to the situation, I would be beyond livid.
Literally
I received the
unrelated to the
letter,
situation.
and I understand the position it takes. It is not a court ruling, but it is formal notice that specific statements and uses of content are being challenged. My position remains that the earlier content reflected my understanding of the information available to me at the time. The specific disputes raised in the correspondence should be handled carefully and outside of audience pressure.
So yeah, obviously most of this video is him just
I don't mean to
making
call him a bitch, bro.
clarifications on the whole situation in terms of the way he handled things.
Listen, I'm not okay. I want it to be known, by the way, that like I don't have a side in this, but I know what a clout chaser looks like, and that bothers me. Like I don't really have a side in it, but I really hate clout chasing. Like I hate it. I was there during the time where bro's ex-girlfriend was making claims. She wasn't even making claims that the nigga like did anything to her crazy. The only claim she made was fucking that he treated her like shit as a boyfriend, bro. And we're blowing that up into proportions, titling shit the victims of CoryxKenshin. Like, are we fucking serious, bro? Grow the fuck up. Like that shit is what annoys me. Is like niggas are clearly not good at touching grass IRL.
Overall correcting himself. And a little bit later in the video, he actually does mention that he did have a phone call with Cory, but he will not be playing any of the call in his video. I'm not sure if he recorded it or not, but he does detail it right here.
After the legal correspondence, Cory called me. I am not going to play the call or quote it line by line. The conversation concerned the dispute, prior events, and our history. I took time to process that conversation as part of deciding how to move forward. Because the call came after the legal correspondence and involved our prior history, I experienced it as serious and emotionally heavy. I am not assigning legal meaning or private intent.
I'm not gonna lie, Cory called him and it was probably like, listen, bro, I don't want it to have to get to this point. I understand we had our own issues, but like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you being this type of guy? Listen, now I gotta get legally on it. Like, I don't want to get legally on it, but you're making me get legally on it. That's kind of what the conversation probably was. I ain't gonna lie.
To what was said, and I am not presenting my reaction to the call as proof of anyone's intent or wrongdoing. Cory may remember or understand that conversation differently. That is why I am keeping the description general, preserving the relevant material, and limiting what I say publicly. At that point, a former friendship, public statements, private communications, and formal legal correspondence had all become part of the same dispute. That was what I was trying to process. But this is also about something larger than one letter. It is about what happens when creators, communities, allegations, disputes, materials, and former friendships.
Also, we're gonna try Cobble Mine after this. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Cobble Mine after this. I ain't gonna lie.
Collide in public. I understand why people struggle with situations like this. When someone follows a creator for years, there can be trust there. There can be a real sense of connection, even if that connection is different from a private friendship. People spend years watching someone's work. They grow up with them. They may feel that person has been part of their life in some way. So when serious information or conflict becomes public, people don't always know what to do with it. Online, people often move quickly in every direction. Some defend immediately, some condemn immediately, some dismiss everything, some accept everything, and some people are simply trying to make sense of conflicting
Bro, I'm sick and tired of YouTube ads, son.
Public accounts involving someone they have watched for years.
Well, I will have to say, at least he is starting to understand everything, and he is, for the most part, saying some good things here. And I definitely don't believe that, you know, you should be taking sides immediately when things come out, especially without hearing the other side. But part of me also thinks that, I mean, couldn't this have, like, stayed offline? Couldn't this have been resolved some other way? Like, Mav is coming on here and saying that, oh, people should be able to come out with their stories and they shouldn't be harmed in the process. You know, they shouldn't have people come after them or whatever. And same with the person who is having the
I don't disagree with that take, but the problem is that it's like there's a difference between coming out and speaking about what actually hurts you and just full on just trying to get clout because you were involved with this person before.
accusations levied towards them. Like, yes, in an ideal world, that would be cool and all, but that doesn't happen. And
Clout
that's what you
chasing.
subject yourself to by coming out on the internet and being unprepared. Because this whole situation comes off to me as being...
So what team was better for Spider-Man? Okay. For low elo players, right? Yes. For low elo players, it's gonna be Venom 100% of the time. And even for high elo players, it'll sometimes be Venom as well. But for optimal Spider-Man play, it's gotta be Penny with Penny. If Penny, so I think if you play Spider-Man and you don't see Penny on your team, just opt in for the team up for Venom. If you see Penny on your team, go Penny. That way you get the cluster popping damage boost.
Totally unprepared and not having everything lined up. Like, why did it even take so long for all of this to come out, even though the evidence just wasn't there? Why were we constantly being told, well, there are other victims out there? And then while we were waiting for these victim statements and maybe some additional evidence, why were these videos being made over sensationalizing the
because he wanted viewership.
Situation and frankly making everything unserious. Like me personally coming into this situation, I know what happened back in 2023, and yeah, sure, I have my criticisms of what happened back then, and I mean yours and Corey's relationship, but if you actually came to the table fully prepared and had everything ready to go instead of the unsubstantiated claims, and you didn't handle the situation the way you did, then you probably wouldn't have people like me or similar channels looking at this and being like, yeah, man, I mean, something could have went down, obviously, but the way that the whole situation has been presented comes off as disingenuous. And given yours and Corey's relationship and that video you uploaded in 2023, it has seemed like this was more coming from a place of jealousy and trying to get back at Corey than it did.
That's nothing. You're pushing 30, or you're 30 something, bro. Like, you're about to be 40. Like, get your family and kids in order, bro. Fuck around with you.
It actually like being a serious situation, along with the money thing too, because it's like you were posting video after video about this. Some were serious, don't get me wrong, but there were some that were not.
I understand that. My experience is different because there was also a real friendship and years of shared history involved. I am not...
That makes you the same, nigga. This is like Take Two Smooth going on a generational run about quote-unquote exposing Black Boy Max. And that's what you did, basically.
Asking anyone to blindly believe me. I am also not asking anyone to blindly defend anyone else. Whether you support me, support him, feel conflicted, or are simply trying to understand, I am not asking you to attack anybody. I am asking people to listen carefully, think critically, and remember that serious situations rarely fit cleanly into internet narratives. There has to be room for a middle ground.
I also want to point out another thing that is clear to me here is that you understand that CoryxKenshin gets paid so much money. He could retire right now and never have to work a day in his life again. Can do whatever he wants. His life is fine. And there is nothing you can do to stop that. But what you can do is stop the monsters we make trend from going. Stop his credibility. Make him not a likable person, even though it doesn't really matter because he's fucking rich. Yet here you are still trying to do what you're doing, bruh.
People should be able to speak about their experiences and concerns without pretending they are judges. People who are accused or criticized should be able to respond and dispute what is being said without every disagreement becoming destructive. Communities should be able to process difficult information without directing harm toward anyone involved. And disagreement should never become cruelty. That is the kind of conversation I want this video to be part of.
Now, anyways, moving on, we are getting getting towards the end of the video where he basically says that he is going to be narrowing his public responses and that he's not trying to use this video to expand the dispute and that he doesn't want to invite more public comment. Now, at the end of his video, he does announce that he will be moving on and he's going to be going back to his regular content, his gaming content.
Basically, nigga said the money's over. I'm done. Okay. Money's gone. Now I can get sued. I'm going to take what I have and get out of there. And that's probably what Cory told him too over the phone. Listen, bro, you probably made a fat check off me, but it's over. Go ahead and just take the money you have and run off with it. Build a community with the people that you do get that garnered a following for you.
And I guess that's where we stand for now. And I pretty much gone through all my criticisms in this video already, so I don't have too much more to say except for, yeah, hopefully this calms down. And like I said, I don't believe it should have been brought to the internet, at least maybe not at this stage. But if things actually did happen, I do believe that they should still be handled, but they should be handled in a responsible and respectful way, unlike how this was handled. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to wrap up the video right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know some of you guys really want an update on the Mav attack situation, so there it is. It seems almost as if it's finally going to come to a close, and as far as I'm aware, it really does not look like Cory is going to take the legal route with this unless Mav keeps talking.
It's just
but
a
if
threat.
anything changes, I mean, you guys know how I am. I will keep you guys updated on the situation if anything else happens, so make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And my name is Brion, and I will see you in my next video.
All right, my final opinion on this video, okay? My final opinion on everything. A girl came and tried to expose CoryxKenshin for the sake of her own fame, popularity, and financial opportunities that she received while doing so. She wanted to get a quick buck. Another content creator saw this who has issues with CoryxKenshin, tried to knock out two birds with one stone. He tried to make Cory's life even worse while also simultaneously getting himself a checkup. That's what happened. Cory decided that he wasn't going to take a stand, and he decided that he was going to deal with that by doing what you're supposed to do as an adult. Get his legal team, drop that cease and desist because you're just fucking lying on my name for money. Gave him a phone call, said, hey, bro, you made a lot of money. You got monetized off me for about a year. I know that you don't like me. I know we're not friends, but it stops here, my nigga. You're not going to hinder my career anymore because you're a piece of shit. So what you're going to do, you're going to make one more good video for daddy where you get paid. Okay. And you're going to shut that shit up. That's your last final paycheck. It was a good run, but now it's over. Simple. Just like that.